Beverly Beach. That's what his name was. Who was he? Okay, nobody knows. Fair enough. Bert Beverly Beach was the liaison. Now, a liaison is like an ambassador. Okay? If, like, say, right after America was founded, Thomas Jefferson was the U.S. ambassador to France. That meant that he went to France on behalf of and as the representative of the United States. He was the American representative in France to the French government. Okay? Bert Beverly Beach was the Seventh-day Adventist ambassador to the ecumenical movement of the National World Council of Churches, to the unification of the Vatican apostate Protestant churches. Bert Beverly Beach was the Seventh-day Adventist representative. Okay? That's what he was. In 1978, Bert Beverly Beach gave a gold medal to John Paul II. Now, and I could be missing this part of the dialogue, but I believe Bert Beverly Beach declared that the gold medal was given to John Paul to let him know that as Seventh-day Adventists, we believed in the Bible, Sabbath, and the second coming of Christ. When in actuality, friends, the gold medal that B.B. Beach gave to the Pope was to solidify and to join completely together the Adventist Church with the ecumenical movement and the Vatican. Now, Bert Beverly Beach, I have a book. It's in my bathroom. I like to read just about anywhere I am. It's called Bridging the Abyss. It's written by Bert Beverly Beach. And it's all about Vatican II, and it's all about the Seventh-day Adventists and how impressed they were with the Vatican at Vatican II. So Bert Beverly Beach has been instrumental in bringing the Seventh-day Adventists into unity with the churches of the world. The man who succeeded Bert Beverly Beach is the gentleman we saw a picture of last night, Ganoune Diop. Ganoune Diop is now the ambassador of the Adventist Church to bring Seventh-day Adventism into the one world religion with Pope Francis as the head. So, you know, friends, when in the land of ancient Israel, at Baal Peor in Numbers chapter 25, when the Israelites unified with the false religions of the Moabites and of Balak, do you know what Moses did? Do you know what Aaron did? Do you know what Phineas did? Phineas took a javelin and he pinned the Adventist leader who was in an illicit ecumenical connection to a Moabite woman. Phineas pinned them to the earth by putting a javelin through their collective heart. That's what he did. Instead of Bert Beverly Beach and Ganoune Diop being praised for their ecumenical work, somebody should figuratively, now I'm not telling somebody to go out and commit murder, okay? But I'm saying that people should rise up and with the sword of the Spirit should condemn their bold-faced apostasy. Because Seventh-day Adventists should have nothing to do with the ecumenical movement. The ecumenical movement, folks, they should hear the messages of the second and third angels' messages. They should not hear, we're uniting with you. So, the work of B.B. Beach, the work of Ganoune Diop should be condemned completely by any Seventh-day Adventist. And if they are a loyal Seventh-day Adventist, they will condemn the work of those two men.
So far to heaven.
What's that, Sister Weaver?
So far to heaven.
Oh, no.
The president of the conferences, I thought was in on it too when I was reading. So, he was in on it.
President of the conference.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
Oh, what's his name? Yeah.
Oh.
He was in on it too.
Who is this?
Wilson.
Oh, Ted Wilson.
And I was talking.
Neil Wilson?
This is his father?
Both of them were.
Sister Weaver.
Am I wrong?
Who?
I'm wrong?
Oh, no, you're not wrong at all. You're absolutely 100% correct. The thing, Sister Weaver, is that this has been going on in Seventh-day Adventism for the last 60 years. And among Seventh-day Adventists, how few people will say a word about it? Nobody will. You turn on Doug Batchelor. Will he say a word about the... He won't say a word about it. How about 3ABN and Danny Shelton? How about John Lomacaine? Not a peep. How about Mark Finley? How about Ivor Myers or James Rafferty or all these other rock stars in Seventh-day Adventism? How about Walter Veith? He won't say a word, folks. Not about the apostasy in the church. Folk, Ellen White said the layman will finish the work. We're laymen. We need to rise up and when given the opportunity to rebuke the apostasy going on in the denomination. This is heresy. Ted Wilson, Neil Wilson, his father, William Johnson at the Review. It goes on and on. George Vandeman. Huh? Oh, yeah.
No.
All right, you go back to your library. In the 1986,
Okay.
George Vandeman wrote a book called The Rise and Fall of the Antichrist.
I remember that.
You seen that book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go to pages 52 to 54 in that book. The title of the chapter is The Antichrist Revealed. Okay? So, if a Seventh-day Adventist sees the title of a chapter, it says The Antichrist Revealed. Who's that chapter going to talk about? It's going to talk about Rome, papal Rome. You go read that chapter, George Vandeman, this is what he says. He says, we shouldn't be so hard on the church of the Dark Ages. They're the ones that preserve the Bible that we have today. George Vandeman said that the papacy preserved the King James Bible for us today. Is that true? The papacy burned the Bibles, friend, and they burned whoever tried to proliferate them. William Tyndale, he was burned at the stake. Do you know why? Because he translated the Bible into English. He was burned for it. And who burned him at the stake? The papacy did. George Vandeman told us in his book, The Rise and Fall of the Antichrist, the fact that we have our Bibles, we owe it to the Roman Catholic Church. That's a lie, friends. He goes on in the same chapter, same paragraph, and he says, it was the Catholic Church that had all of those wonderful hospitals run by the nuns through the Dark Ages to take care of the sick. Another thing he says in that chapter is that we shouldn't be so hard on the Christian church of the Dark Ages. Now, friends, I want to ask you, was the Catholic Church the Christian church during the Dark Ages? They weren't, were they? The Christians were the Waldenses of northern Italy, the Albigenses of France, the Huguenots of France. They were the Christians during the Dark Ages. The papacy was the apostate whore of the apocalypse. But George Vandeman tells us in his book, put out by the Pacific Press, that the papacy was the Christian church of the Dark Ages.
Okay, he sent me a book. It is written.
Yeah.
I mean a Bible.
Okay.
So did he do it? Do you know whether or not he did anything with it?
Sister Weaver, as far as I know, the Bible that they probably put out, is it a King James? I would suspect it's okay. But Sister Weaver, knowing what I read in that book by Vandeman, I'd be real careful.